Welcome back. Now for what's trending in true crime, the ex-wife of a local Nashville TV anchor is behind bars this morning. Police say that she tried to hire a hitman to make him, quote, disappear and be put underground. 55-year-old Angelia Solomon is charged with solicitation to commit first-degree murder. This according to court documents. Solomon went with an undercover officer acting as a hitman for the purpose of hiring him to murder her ex-husband, Aaron Solomon. Scripps News Nashville was at Angelia's bond hearing Tuesday, which was ultimately delayed until next month. Aaron Solomon, her ex-husband, was in the courtroom watching. Angelia, as you can see, remains in custody. She's being held on $500,000 bond. Oh my. Okay, fortunately, the ex-husband is okay because this was an undercover officer this is said to have happened with. This morning, we're asking, what's the most damning detail in this case against Angelia Solomon? Let's bring back in attorney John Phillips and welcome in the chief of police at Talladega College, Chris Anderson. Oh boy, Ms. Solomon is in big trouble here, isn't she? Chief Anderson, does it kind of raise the stakes when you have an undercover officer that the agreement is allegedly made with?
Yes, it raises the stakes exponentially when you have a police officer saying that, hey, she told me that she wanted to kill her husband, and that's, in essence, that's basically what you have. So yeah, I think the stakes are raised pretty high for her. But you know, look, I never say there's a slam dunk case. You know how I am. I am always on the defensive when it comes to my cases, and I'm sure these officers are. So I'm sure they've gone through the full extent of the investigation in order for to seek a conviction in this case.
Right. You know, fortunately, everybody is okay, and we are limited on the details. John Phillips, I'm sure you're, dying to know, okay, how did this woman get it to this point, right? What happened to launch that investigation? Tell us, as a lawyer, your thoughts on where Ms. Solomon stands this morning.
Yeah, so those that know me know that I've been involved with a murder for hire case. You know, there's a guy named Joe Exotic, allegedly, and we disagree, had a murder for hire plot against Carol Baskin. And in the second round of that, he told a law enforcement officer that he wanted her dead. And the question was, but did he do anything about it? What actions did he take, as far as money, providing weapons, providing information? And that's where these cases often boil down. And so I wanted to, look away from the camera and look at the officer's face and kind of see how he answered that question. And he did so with great candor and humility, that not every case is an open and shut case. But I'll tell you this, I'll tell your viewers this, when you're texting a law enforcement officer about wanting somebody dead, that's the easiest way to wind up in jail.
So true. Listen to John Phillips, everybody at home. Detective Anderson, now also Chief Anderson, you've spent many years working cases. You have an illustrious career in law enforcement that you've had. And when we think about what it takes to go undercover, unless you've done it, nobody knows what that's like. What is it like getting someone like this to trust you enough to make that kind of an ask?
Wow, that is a very good question, first off, but it would take the rest of this episode for me to explain everything that has to be done, because you have to, it's almost like interviewing the biggest suspect that you've ever interviewed. You've got to build a rapport with this person. You've got to play the role. Sometimes you've got to do things that 90% of the time, you have to do things that you normally would not do as a law enforcement officer in order for that person to trust you enough for you to extract that information. So there's a lot that goes into undercover work. I personally have worked undercover, and I'll be the first one to admit it that I was not very good at it. It takes a very special person to work undercover work. And kudos to this officer for being able to adapt to that role and more than likely save a life.
Oh, great point, Chief. Great point. Thank goodness everybody's okay. I think with a case like this, everybody should be very fortunate going to court as it progresses, that it didn't get to the point of something terrible, and that it wasn't undercover that this ask was allegedly made to. John Phillips, does this give Angelia Solomon any hope because this plot was a contained plot if it did happen?
It'll isolate, her defense and make it a little bit easier. Where you go in these cases is to impeach the officer's credibility, almost to the point that, look, you got involved, you were convinced she wanted to kill her husband, and you kind of baited that to happen, right? You walked her down the path instead of stopping her. Which would be human nature. And that's, the line between investigative work and entrapment in these cases is where, defense lawyers live and straddle that line and try to say, look, she didn't really try to hire you. You never met with her. And you never even revealed, who you were, truthfully. And so, but you can't get past the fact that she was, contacting somebody to kill somebody else.
John, excellent points. You said exactly what I was thinking, entrapment. I bet you are right, and I bet that's where this defense team will go with her. We'll see what happens. We've got to leave it there for now. Great analysis from you both. As always, John Phillips, Chris Anderson, stand by, please. We're going to hit a